trying to analyze this.
All right. We're about to have. I'm recording this. We're about to have an in-depth conversation about the film.
Okay, how are you recording this?
Just voice recorder.
Okay. Okay, so the beginning scene. Okay, it's this one shot of someone buying drugs. Buying soap.
Let's just talk about how you felt about the whole film overall.
Okay. So I felt this film was really well done. Every scene, like, in the viewpoint of this as a small budget film, from a 17-year-old, from an iPhone video, it's amazing. It's completely amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, the amount of work. Like, I was impressed of how much work you've put into this film. How the actors are really committed to the role. They are a lot of one-shot scenes.
Yeah.
And these actors do, they remember their lines. None of them really smiled. They're all taking their role seriously. I mean, I've seen your other films, and yeah, they are pretty good. Like the My Hit Class Situation. Yeah, they do smile. You're just messing around, but this is really serious. I loved how you handled this. It did. It wasn't what I expected in both ways. The story is obviously the best part of this film. The story is really good. How you set up the characters. I loved what you did with the SIA. These three. I really loved. I think they did have good chemistry, with each other, because there was sort of the comedic element in the film, because they want to arrest this guy and fuck you and this and that. The parts where things get intense, when Riley was chasing you, and they were really good scenes. I love that part where someone's recording the inside, and the fight scene's taken outside through the windows.
Yeah,
that was really well handled. Really well handled. I loved the scene with in MacArthur Square.
Yeah.
Where Riley was following you and all that. I really, really love that. I'm trying to get the positives out first.
Yeah.
Acting is fine. I mean, it did take a while to get used to it.
Yeah. It does have a bit of a stale sort of feel to it.
Yeah. But it took me a while to get used to it, and okay, it is how it is. Okay, what else? This is a big movie, so I'm trying to remember the other stuff.
How do you feel about the editing?
How I thought of the editing? It was really good, really good. Conversations, they were perfect. I don't think there was anything that felt out of place.
Yeah.
The part where the editing really showed itself was the part where you started getting crazy, and there's blood over your face.
Overdosing on soap,
going crazy. The editing really did do really well with that scene. So, the lighting, and you're in the dark room, and the lighting, it's just, going everywhere. Editing at the end, perfect. Couldn't improve anything. Loved it. You asked me the questions, and I'll give you the feedback.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So, okay. The camera work. How was the shot structure of the film?
Shot structure was pretty good, even though when you were trying to stand still, there were a little bit of movements.
Yeah.
Little jiggles or something like that. Some of the camera work, really, really well done. When Riley and the Indian guy with the beard with the gun.
Oh yeah, Amit, yeah. Or in the film, his name's Freddy.
Freddy. Okay. So when they entered the room and and then Riley's looking back. You probably won't remember the shot, but I did. That was a really good shot.
Oh no, trust me, I remember the shot.
All right. Well done in lighting. Really good in lighting.
Yeah.
You had a lot of where the light is at the background and the face completely dark.
Yeah. Remember that scene between Riley and me, and Riley says shh and he leaves?
Really,
the scene right when they raid my house and then they think I'm gone.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to do with that scene was I was trying to have light and dark, it's like the good one and the bad one. That was what I was going for.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. And then interestingly enough, towards the end of the film, when Riley comes to help me, the whole scene is shot in the dark. It's a bit symbolic that Riley has sort of left the light and he's in the dark.
Joined you.
Yeah, he's joined me, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And also the clothing, I try to get every single actor except for Andrew to wear black. Or something dark. Andrew is my probation officer, or Elliot in the film.
Okay. Wow. Awesome.
So anything else? How was alright, so how was the ending?
How was the ending?
Yeah.
When the song kicked in, I was like, okay, I knew exactly where it's going, and I love it. I love it. Obviously it did mimic the Mr. Robot, but I didn't care. It was so good. It was so well done. How it was basically, it doesn't matter if what you do, as long as you get the message out.
Yeah.
How they showed the last part where they're talking hey, don't you think there's a reason why he died? Because for the media to so they can check him out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes, totally makes sense. I loved how you held when you left the house, and the audience knew exactly what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Remember at the end where he leaves the house, and then your partner was like, "Oh shit! Well, too late.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do." Really well done. I love that. It did build a climactic ending, what's gonna happen and shit.
What are your thoughts on when Opera looks directly into the camera?
Fuck! I was like, this is his moment. I mean, he didn't care because he knew it was that face. I know I'm gonna win, and it doesn't matter if I don't care if I die or anything. As long it did what he loved, what he wanted to get, his message out, and it was a beautiful moment, to be honest, because he was just standing still, he's smiling, he didn't care, and it was sort of he accepted his death.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he sacrificed himself, but the moment where he smiles, he's sort of saying to Riley, "It's okay, it's okay."
He wasn't looking at Riley. He was looking to the camera.
Oh, he's looking at the camera. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's looking at the camera and he's like, "It's okay."
How did you think the film flowed in terms of pacing and whatnot?
Ooh, yeah. Some scenes took much longer.
Yeah.
Because
I think
sometimes
the first act. I think the first act is probably the weakest act in my opinion, because there's some exposition. There are some scenes that that do go on a bit long, and that they can feel, in terms of shot structure, they do feel a bit repetitive. And that's something I'll have to work on in my next endeavor.
There was one scene that I thought was very out of place, was the Godfather scene.
Oh wow, really? You thought? Do you wish that scene was cut?
I think so. Yeah, it was the reason why, because it was sort of what the F moment. It was okay, it's funny now. Second of all, it's going a bit too long.
Yeah.
And then when the scene finishes, he's never brought up again. Oh, there he is, and then now he's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
from a storytelling perspective, I can see where you're coming from, but man, when people watch that scene from my school, they are all going to fucking freak out. That the guy who plays the soap father, he's I don't know how to describe him. He's really weird, but he's I don't know. He's just he's a character, okay? And this like if you knew him in real life, you remember in What Could Have Been. You remember that video I made? What Could Have Been?
Yeah.
That the guy that he's him. That's like what he's like in real life, right? But in this film, he is completely different. He has like this. The reason I included it was I was like, holy fuck, this guy has so much range. Like he's at school, he's like such a character. He's like a clown. He's the class clown. He makes everyone laugh. But here, like it's very apparent that his acting, like he can act, and it was just I don't know. I love the performance.
Yeah,
personally,
I love the performance as well.
That's probably one of my favorite performances in the film. And so that's why I just wanted to put it in there. And I don't know if I knew he was going to be that good, I probably would have written him in more scenes. However, it was also very hard for like to arrange the filming of the scene because he can't leave the house that much. So we managed to do it. He had to like hide the suit and shit from his mom because like his mom didn't want his mom to be like, what are you doing with the suit?
Yeah, okay.
But we pulled it off. We managed to do it, and I'm really, really glad.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? Any other like pacing? Like we were talking about the pacing. Anything else you want to say about the pacing?
Yeah. Like sometimes it would go. There were some really good scenes. Sometimes it would go riveting. Sometimes it would be like this long ass scene. I was like, okay, you wondering when the plot is going to pick up again.
Yeah.
And like, okay, riveting, not riveting, and like. There were like 3 scenes. It was the psychiatrist scene, the Godfather scene, and what else?
And the first confrontation between.
And the first, like when you were talking, like what I mean.
We're talking with Fisk, the first time, yeah.
Yeah. The first when you were talking to your partner, I really wish there was. I thought it was a little bland because yes, you were talking about really interesting stuff, but you were just 2 of you just standing in the living room, and I wish you, I don't know, like moved a bit, like, oh, it's a picture from year 5 or something. Like, I don't know. What else? Psychiatrist scene. More shots. I mean, like, it was just only 2 shots in the film, but I could completely understand it. I'm running out. It's fine.
Man, I can tell you this. Every single day of filming was excruciatingly stressful for me. Because, like, I have to hit a deadline. I have to film a certain amount of scenes by a certain time. And if I don't, I am fucked. So I am super stressed. I'm acting. I'm directing. I have to remember so many details because, like, I don't know if you noticed, but like in the film, right? Like when you film a scene and say someone is, just like that in one shot, someone's filming a scene and say their hand is like just touching their chin.
Yeah.
In the next shot, their hand still has to be touching that chin. Because if their hand is not touching the chin, it breaks the continuity. It completely destroys all the immersion, and it's just fucking. It's how it just completely takes you out of the film. So I had to be very, very conscious of every single detail, and it was a lot to take on every day. Yeah. Which is why towards the end of filming, I was like literally questioning like, do I even want to be a filmmaker? Because this is so much work, but. Now I think it's paid off.
Fuck, yeah, it does. And you didn't give up, yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about continuity, there were a couple of continuity errors.
Yeah, there are some which, we can get into, So
most of them are lighting. Because... Alright?
So, continue, go.
Okay, yeah, so, I don't know, like... So when there's a lighting... Like, for example, this part, when you're talking, and it's light, okay? And when you handed in the paper, it was very dark.
Yeah. We filmed that.
There was another scene, it was this one. So it's dark here, and you're expecting the room to be, like, quite dark.
Yeah.
And then...
The scene with Amith walking into the house, yeah.
Yeah, and the next shot, like, the room's fully bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to use shots with the dark, and then, like, the room has to be dark, right?
Yeah.
But and then when you enter the room, like, oh, it's really bright. So yeah, so some continuity errors did based on lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all like, but that's fine because from the viewpoint of filmmaker who made it in like 30 days. Yeah.
21 days.
21 days. Yeah, whatever. Really good scene. The story about your mother.
Yeah.
And I did this because of my mother.
Oh yeah, I can say this now. The scene, the climax of the film, where I hold the gun to Jaden.
Yeah.
That's only half the scene. We cut the rest. I cut the rest. Sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot more that goes on that I just completely took out, because so basically my character does this entire monologue, which is essentially what the entire film has been culminating to, and this monologue it just gives you a completely different perspective on the entire film. You've learned so much. You learn so much about opera. You learn why so many things have happened. Like, you can piece it together without the monologue, but the monologue really solidifies it, and you realize why the film is called a soap opera.
Okay.
I had to cut it out because when I was delivering,
explain too much.
No. When I was doing the monologue, it was outside and it was really windy, so all the audio was fucked. So I had to make the decision. I'm like, do I keep this in with this windy audio and the immersion's all breaking, or do I just cut it out? And so I decided to cut it out. I will include the scene in the deleted scenes, but it really gives you a different perspective on everything. The entire film was built around that monologue, and I'm really sad that I had to cut it out. But that's something I learned, that sometimes movies are made in the editing room. I can just say that now.
Mm-hmm.
Which the editing room is my bedroom. So anyway, anything else?
So the magic happened.
Oh my god, we have to talk about the twist.
Twist. Which one?
the Jason, that you are Jason.
Fuck. I'm so glad I forgot.
Yeah, so to everyone listening, Tai completely forgot that.
What? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean everyone listening?
No, I'm just recording this. I'm going to release it later.
Oh, okay. Who are you going to show it to? Where are you going to put it?
Probably on YouTube.
Okay, that's good. Alright.
Anyway.
Shit.
Yeah, so everyone listening, Tai completely forgot that he is Jason. And God, yeah, I recorded your reaction. I'll send it to you, but oh my god.
Fuck. Guys, I completely forgot. We filmed in April, okay? How was I supposed to know? April, June, July, August, September, October.
It's August. It's August 1st.
Yeah, August, whatever. Yeah. What?
I'm glad you forgot, bro.
I'm actually glad I didn't remember.
Yeah. God, your reaction was the best. That's why I make movies. That reaction right there.
Yeah, that's why I make movies, because reactions like that, fucking when the thing comes up and shit. Fuck. I'm actually quite glad our scene got took out.
Yeah.
Got taken out because it adds that because if that scene was added there, to be honest, it ruins the scene. It ruins the my character a little bit, because my character's supposed to be mysterious, and when I tell her who I am, he's like, "Oh shit!" And when we meet in real life, in the deleted scene,
the scene happens after that.
After that, yeah. So. Yeah, Fuck, wait, I want to go back to myself. Instead of the knocking, you could have done, a doorbell or something.
Oh, yeah, I could have.
Yeah, because, you couldn't hear a door knock from... Or maybe, but...
I'm a very Mr. Robot type guy, and on Mr. Robot, they don't have any doorbells, they have knocking. They knock, yeah. And they knock, and they knock. Season 1 of Mr. Robot literally ends with the door knocking. Oh yeah, what do you think of the one take?
The one take. Really good.
So many one take, so many tracking shots. All right, let's just go through. So all right, let's just talk about. Let's go through every tracking shot.
Yeah, every tracking shot.
So opening shot, what do you think? Opening sequence.
Really good. Really, really good.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was brought into the world. Where you guys were fighting and all that, and where Riley was like, "Hey, what's that in your bag?" So much was going on in under 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's like 3 minutes long.
Really good transition when you looked up the sky.
Yeah, that's an homage to Mo Class Situation Part 2.
Yeah.
wanted to do a little bit of a throwback.
Yeah. That looks like a really good shot right there.
Yeah. Oh, and then he shoots the gun. Oh.
Yeah. Even though I knew it was like a little fake when I saw it, like, but that doesn't matter, you know. Yeah, what were you saying?
So you like the opening shot. So what's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene, mate. Give me a. I'll tell you the most intense scene.
Okay.
When you get crazy with the soap.
Yeah.
The most what the F moments. The Godfather scene.
Soap father.
Yeah. And this scene.
Yeah.
Even though I knew, because, you know, these people are crazy. They're very addicted. And, like, you get that sense of, like, wow, soap is really bad. Like, you know.
Yeah.
The Moore scene was another intense part. Yeah, this whole sequence, really, really well done.
Yeah, the one where Riley's chasing me.
Really well done. And when Riley was chasing you, another well done. Really good. Where's the part where you... Yeah. Like, okay. So I thought... You know how I predicted that part where you get crazy and shit?
Yeah.
Because I thought he got the soap and I thought he was trying the drug.
Oh. Okay.
So when he tries on the drug and then he gets crazy. I thought he was doing that on purpose, but when I realized it's poison, I'm like, oh shit.
No. So he thinks it's regular safe soap.
Okay.
And he says it, like, so Jonathan says it's regular safe soap, and then Opera says it's regular safe soap right before it's revealed that Riley is watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's meant to be like, oh shit, it's not. It's bad soap. Because remember what Fisk says, that Mr. Pink wanted 2 bars of fucked up soap?
Yeah, 2 bars of fucked up soap.
Yeah.
Fuck. Shit. This part, holy shit. That's when I was like at the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Like you can hear the noises.
Dude, the Nerd Rider video on Barry?
Yeah.
Oh, that completely inspired me. I was like, holy shit, this is how I'm gonna... I'm like, I had written a completely different scene. He released that video, I watched it, and I was like, dude, I'm rewriting fucking 5 pages of the script.
Yeah. There was... Yeah. This part, it kind of ruined the intent, because I was loving that part. Like, holy shit, this is really good. And this part where you just throw the dust in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah.
I'm just going to stop recording.
I'm trying to analyze this.